Hi guys, and welcome back to another DrAce video, and today we're going to be playing MotoGP 21. We're here in Qatar and ready for round 1 of this Moto2 World Championship. So on pole position is the dominant Remy Gardner with Vietti, Lutti, Canet, Di Giannantonio and Grant on the first two rows. Schrotter, Baldassare, Arbolino, Roberts, Lowe's and Bezzecchi. Fernandez, Navarro, Agura, Ben Schneider, Bobier, Vieche, Ramirez, Manzi, Dixon, Styrin, Corsi, Chantra, Bulaga, Gartho, Arenas, Dalla Porta, Montella and Barry Baltus at the back of this Moto2 grid. So here we go, starting in 6th place in our very first Moto2 race, waiting for the red lights to go and they're out. Decent start from Grant, but what a start from Remy Gardner from pole position. Still leads going into turn 1 perhaps, as Grant got a magnificent start from 6th place up into 3rd, now up into 2nd. If he can hold it around the outside of Celestino Vietti, will take 2nd. A bit of contact there with Tom Lutti. Oh, and someone's gone down to behind us. Can't quite see who it is right now as we get closer and closer to the Sky VR46 riders. Bit of contact there as the start of this Grand Prix is unfolded. You can see Vietti, Grant, they're both desperate to try and get onto the coattails of Remy Gardner and not allow him to escape into the distance. Turn 4 navigated well for Gardner. He's still into the lead. We can already see him bolting. I think he's checking out. He wants his ticket so he can get out of here. As we now dive over the inside of Celestino Vietti. That was a late lunge if I ever did see one. Brilliant performance as Grant is now up from 6th to 2nd in about as many corners. Fantastic job from Matt Grant. The Moto3 World Champion is clawing at the bit to try and chase down Remy Gardner. How difficult is it going to be to chase down the Australian ahead? He has been brilliant as we, oh my goodness, track limit warning for Grant given already. You can see how much he is pushing, desperate to try and chase down Remy Gardner, but I do think he is getting away with it at the front. We'll have to see what we can do, checking the other temperatures to see if the brakes are okay, see if everything else is fine as we now get into the right hand side for turn 12. Have things calmed down a little bit? Is things going to disappear from here? Is Gardner going to lead and disappear? Hopefully not. We're going to do everything we can in our power to try and chase him down. Vietti isn't too far behind as well. He's only 0.3 of a second behind the Moto3 World Champion as Tom Lutti dropped to 4th place. Not the best of starts for Tom Lutti, but at the same time he's still there and in for a shout of a podium as both Gardner and Grant touched the inside of the apex there and made a bit of a mistake. And I tell you what, Grant, even in power setting 2, is right on the rear of Remy Gardner. This could be absolutely crucial coming across the line now. Grant into the lead. Come on, get alongside Gardner, go up into the brakes, turn 1. Oh, brilliant performance from Remy Gardner. Absolutely stupendous on the brakes, not allowing the Moto3 World Champion to get involved and to steal his thunder perhaps. Gardner back into the lead. That is exactly what you need to do. Not sure what's happened to his helmet. He's got a plain white one on right now as he goes a little bit close to the apex there for Grant. Turn 4, not close enough for a lunge. Oh, Lord knows I'd love a lunge into turn 4, but Gardner gets onto the inside of the apex again. Another little bit of a minor mistake there from Remy Gardner. He isn't getting away with it as we thought he would. Could Grant get over the inside like he did to Celestino Vietti? Grant goes to the lead. Can he get into the lead for the very first time? Holds him back. Block pass from Grant. Grant leads into Moto2 for the very first time in his debut race. But oh, Gardner again. Absolutely brilliant from Remy Gardner. He is terrific on the brakes, not allowing Grant to get ahead of him. But this is fantastic Grand Prix racing so far. I was concerned that Remy Gardner would bolt, but at the same time Grant refused to allow that happen. He said, we are not having a boring Moto2 race when I enter the scene. And you'll better believe I'll make it interesting no matter what as we go with it. Oh, I thought about a lunge going into turn 12, but unfortunately that has been Grant's weak spot this weekend. And Remy Gardner has shown zero weaknesses all weekend as well. So we are needing to be on our bestest behaviour to try and chase down Remy Gardner. But as long as we're within range and we have the fuel to burn, we might be able to utilise power setting 3 to chase down the Australian, the magnificent rider who's going to be in MotoGP next season in real life. But in this one, no, you're going to be fighting me to the death in Moto2. Now into the slipstream of Remy Gardner. Probably could have done with some power setting 3 there, but still utilising power setting 2. Remy Gardner sets the fast lap, then Vietti, then Di Giannantonio sets the fast lap of the Grand Prix. Grant ran it a little bit wide into turn 1. Gardner still into the lead. Not quite a move yet coming from Grant, but you know it's coming. It's just a matter of when. Bear in mind, we did pick the soft option front and the medium rear. Not sure how well they're going to cope, but I'm quite confident that these tyres will last the duration of the Grand Prix. We're going into turn 4, nice and gentle on the brakes. Things are calming down just a little bit. I'm being able to breathe again. It was not too bad, but Vietti is 0.2 of a second behind us. There's been another faller. Not quite sure who that is. Fortunately, it didn't tell me. Coming up on the screen right now. Turn 6, navigated pretty well. We're right on par with Remy Gardner. We're not losing ground, but the race pace. Now, bear in mind, if you were here at 4 PM watching the qualifying session, the very first qualifying session of the season, of course, you would have noticed that my race pace was very much a 2-minute low to a 2-minute high. This is right in our comfort zone. Remy Gardner, of course, his comfort zone is anything, so we need to be on our best behaviour. We have to give it 120%, just like the AI difficulty. Going into Sector 3, our worst sector of the entire race, so we're going to have to be doing everything we can to try and stay with Remy Gardner. But actually, Sector 3 has looked pretty nice for us on this one. We're getting right close in to Remy Gardner, not too far away from a pop, not quite close enough for a lunge going into turn 15 or even turn 16. But you better believe, getting into the slipstream and going into turn 1, we could effectively be in the lead right now. Now onto the right hand side for turn 16, we're trailing Remy Gardner, stalking him. And what's most important about this Grand Prix, don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Moto2 debut. The very first Moto2 race of this Moto2 career mode. This is a fantastic result right now as things stand. Remy Gardner was the fastest man on the track briefly until Raul Fernandez then sets a 1:59.259. Now Fernandez started 14th and is now up into 17th place. There's something definitely working well with that Red Bull KTM IO as Grant eyes a move going over the inside of Gardner. Is this going to be the move? Oh, contact made there between the two very eager men in this championship. It's hard to say the championship contenders already because I'm not sure about myself, but Wayne Gardner's son is definitely going to be a championship contender, no doubt about that. Remy is looking strong as Grant gets close. Oh, contact made there again. Lord almighty, the voice is going already and it's just 4 laps in. Goodness me. On the left-hand side, Remy had to take a good look behind him to say, come on, man, what are you doing? We're racing here. This is not Moto 3. This is Moto 2. You can't be doing that fisticuffs around me, not right now. As we go into turn 7 in this floodlit Grand Prix of Qatar. Wonderful spectacle here. And what a show Gardner and Grant are putting on right now. Into turn 10, trailing behind Gardner, getting closer and closer and closer. But I tell you what, guys, that soft option tyre is not looking too good. But we'll get back to that in a minute's time because turn 12 still can't get the job done into that very difficult right-hander of turn 12. Turn 13 to be navigated. Can we go round the outside and potentially chuck into turn 14? That would be a brave move if I ever did see one. Turn 14, lost a bit of time. It's Fabio Di Gianantonio now. He's up into 3rd place, just 2.5 of a second behind the battle unfolding ahead of him. Now we got into the 159s last time around. I certainly don't think we'll be getting into that once again. Now, of course, Remy Gardner, Grant, Di Gianantonio and Raul Fernandez, the only men into the 159s right now, but we have a fantastic opportunity of getting into the slipstream of Remy Gardner. The number 87, power setting 3 for Grant. The number 47 is on a charge up onto the left-hand side so we can get a nice smooth braking into turn 1 as Remy Gardner impervious into turn 1 once again. We can't even get close enough, not even for a nibble of Remy Gardner right now. We have to get him into the sort of change of directions up into possibly turn 6, turn 7, or potentially even a bit further on for turn 10. Now onto the right hand side for turn 3. Do we have enough power? Do we have enough speed to go around the outside? But Remy Gardner, magnificent defensive riding from him. Grant tries another move around the outside and just can't get the job done. I don't know whether Remy is just toying with us at this point because he knows we're struggling and we're losing tyre all the time. Remy Gardner's a very smart and intelligent rider, so this could very well be the case, but we're going to do everything we can to try and get ahead of Remy Gardner going into the last couple of laps. Now bear in mind that half of this Grand Prix is coming to a completion as we get closer and closer to Remy Gardner. Very pleased to see that the action is still hotting up and is still very entertaining. I wasn't sure if we'd be able to get the job done here in Moto2, but could we have a lunge going into turn 10? Not quite. It's not going to be enough. trying to figure out where we're stronger than Remy, trying to figure out where we have an opportunity and where we might have some weaknesses. Now I keep getting close here into turn 12, but I just don't have the confidence and enough speed to actually get ahead of Remy and then hit the brakes. Remy is so good on the brakes. Apart from everything he's doing right here today, the brakes are definitely his strongest point. We're pretty good on the brakes, don't get me wrong, but they're just not at Remy's level right now. Major props to the Australian. I'm having a terrific battle with Remy right now, and the difference compared to the Moto3 races we were having, this is just a two-man battle for the win. There's going to only be one winner here, and unfortunately one loser, but there pretty much isn't a loser because they're both going to be battling for the podium. And now Grant is right on the rear of Remy Gardner. Where is the move going to come? He's going to be alongside him going across the line. Grant pulls out the slipstream and he's into the lead. Grant leads for the second time this Grand Prix. Breaking into turn 1. It's Gardner gives him a shove from behind. Goodness me. And then Gardner forces him wide. Wow. Remy Gardner is one seriously tough customer. He does not want to allow Grant to take the victory. Not here. Not today. And Grant is on the rear back again of Remy Gardner. Keep an eye out for Raul Fernandez. He went from 14th now to 3rd. He's only 3.5 tenths of a second behind. Can Grant get into turn 4? Not quite yet again. The confidence is lacking on the front end of that Petronas SRT Kalex. But who will come on top of this Grand Prix right now? Grant takes a good look behind him, and I think that was a mistake. Look at the Wolves attacking him, chasing him down, chomping at the bit. He's going to have to do everything in his power to try and defend against them and then chase down Remy Gardner. And you know what? I think Remy Gardner's had enough. I think he's had enough of the games, of the fun. I think he wants to check out now. He wants to bolt, but Grant has not let him do that so far this Grand Prix. Can he stop him going into turn 9? Can he stop him going into turn 10, perhaps? I don't think he's going to be close enough. Grant now onto the left-hand side, taking too much of a tight line going into turn 10, messing the line up completely, and that has given Remy Gardner another couple of tenths. Fabio Di Gianantonio, Raul Fernandez, Celestino Vietti, they're all behind, but not sure how far they are away. And Grant's run it a little bit deep into turn 12. He's had to run it wide. Grant's made a massive mistake here. Fernandez into the second place. Di Gianantonio dives up in front as well. Goodness me, Grant went from 2nd to 4th in as, less corners than that, just one corner. The mistake has been made from the Moto3 World Champion. Is he feeling the pressure in this scenario right now? Of course, it's going to be difficult in the debut Grand Prix in Moto2 against some of the best riders in this category. Now turn 16, power setting 3 applied for Grant. Can he chase at least Fabio Di Gianantonio down and Raul Fernandez? You know they're going to do something absolutely special on the final couple of laps if it can be helped. Grant is into the power setting 3. He's chasing them down. Can he get close enough to get himself back into the podium battle? Good job into turn 1. He closes in by a couple of tenths. Will he get him on the change of the direction in a moment's time for the left-hand side? Not quite close enough, but he could potentially get him onto the right-hand side for turn 3. We love doing that move in Moto3. Can't quite get it done here in Moto2, but doing everything we can to chase down Di Gianantonio and Raul Fernandez ahead. Now onto the right-hand side for turn 4. Di Gianantonio's made a mistake and Grant will capitalise. Beautifully done from Matt Grant, the somewhat experienced rider, I guess you could say, but not in this particular class. He gets it way out of shape going into turn 6. That's never going to stick. Surely that's not going to work. And I guess it didn't, not for now, but Raul Fernandez is still playing it very, very well. He came from 14th, ladies and gentlemen. He's now in 2nd place. To be occupying the 2nd position after qualifying in 14th is no easy feat. Major props to the Spaniard. And as we go into the right-hand side of the tyre now for turn 9. We are having a pretty good lap here. We are on par for potentially beating our fastest lap of the race earlier on, which was set by us, of course, the 1:59.493. Not close enough to Raul Fernandez this time, but still. But if we can get back into the 1:59s, that would be a very good job, because of course we lost a massive second to the into that last corner by making that mistake on the previous lap into turn 12. Now, not that many laps remaining. We will only have 3 as we cross the line in a moment, but into turn 14, a little bit wide, and that will inherit Grant another track limit warning. We've done rather well for keeping off of the track limits, apart from the 2 instances where we have actually acquired a track limit warning, so I don't think we're doing too bad in the sense of worrying about long lap penalties. We're getting into turn 16. I think we're going to bump it up to power setting 3 and try and pursue Raul Fernandez. You better believe that's in power setting 3. We're going to absolutely going for it here at the back straight. Di Gianantonio is less than a tenth of a second behind. He'll be in our slipstream waiting for a lunge as well. But look at the speed that Grant has acquired here. Can he dive over the inside into turn 1? It's going to be bloody close as contact's made there. Goodness me, contact made there in that corner once again. It is super difficult for both men to stay in their respectable spots when braking under heavy load into turn 1. Brilliantly done though from Grant to get himself back up into the second position. Now in my opinion, I think he should literally just bide his time, take the second place and try and defend against Raul Fernandez and Di Gianantonio. But this is the first Grand Prix of the season, and can you tell a young 26-year-old Matt Grant, if he can stop and stay where he is and said he wants the gold, he wants the rubles, he wants to chase down Remy Gardner and really stamp his mark and make the biggest impression in Moto2 right now. Going into turn 7, we're up by 70 thousandths of a second compared to our fastest lap set earlier on, but we did actually just get very close to our previous best with a 1:59.627, so great to see Grant back into the 1:59s once again as he made a little bit of a mistake going into turn 9, but I tell you what, if we're going to chase down Remy Gardner, we need something absolutely incredible to happen now, either an incredible lap or for Remy Gardner to make a mistake, and you know what, I'm not sure we can get that done. Remy Gardner has been impervious this weekend, showing no signs of weaknesses in any particular corner or sector. We're just going to have to do our best. I think the goal here is to defend against Raul Fernandez. The gap is now less than 0.2 of a second to Raul Fernandez, and as I say there, it just goes back up to 0.2, and now it's hovering around 1.5. This is not wise now to try and chase down Remy Gardner. We just need to try and keep away from Raul Fernandez and the rest of the pack chasing us down. Marco Bezzecchi not having a bad race in 6th place, but I did expect to see more of him. Same as Sam Lowes and Joe Roberts, which are yet to be seen. In fact, Joe Roberts is there in 8th place currently, and Tom Luthi 3rd to 7th is not the ideal performance for him either. Now going across the line, 0.2 of a second, it is back to Raul Fernandez. We are still occupying 2nd place, breaking into turn 1, sliding the rear, and that's not going to do much for the medium tyre, but oh my goodness, Di Gianantonio and Fernandez are right there, attempting to bloody the nose of the 26-year-old man from Warrington as he gets on the left-hand side for turn 2. He's going to have to do everything in his power now to defend against both the attacks from Dija and Raul Fernandez. Remy Gardner is gone. There is absolutely nothing we can do about that. I'm saving a bit of fuel just in case it is required on the final lap, but on the penultimate lap we are in defensive mode. We are yet to be in defensive mode in Moto 3, but now here in Moto 2 it is a completely different story as we'll go into the left-hander of turn 6. Oh, the front end is crying. The front end cries no more for turn 6. He has gone too wide. Di Gianantonio and Fernandez both take advantage. Grant's podium battle has disappeared in one turn 6 corners. He gets it out of shape into turn 7. As Grant faced an unknown enemy before that he has yet to see in Moto 3. Pressure pushing down on him. I'm not even quoting the song. It is pressing right on him right now. And this is just not an easy feat for Grant. In his first Grand Prix, does he attempt to chuck everything away, chasing down the people in 2nd and 3rd place? I'm not sure he can get it done. The Red Bull KTM Ios have come alive towards the end of this Grand Prix, and shout out to Di Gianantonio as well, doing a terrific job. He's leading the race into 2nd place, if you will. This is the main battle we're all looking at now. Remy Gardner's gone, forget about it, he's already collected the 25 points and is on his way to the next Grand Prix, but for us right now, we need to fight back. We have to. We cannot miss out on this podium after being there so long, fighting Remy Gardner. As another track limits warning has been given to Matt Grant for abusing the track limits into turn 15. Now into turn 16, we do have some power setting 3. We get onto the rear of Raul Fernandez. Who knows what could happen here? The aces are beckoning Grant for the podium. He has to do something if he's going to get onto that podium. Penultimate lap is now over. Grant is in the slipstream of Fernandez. Can he go around the outside going into turn 1? Oh, he's braked himself going into turn 1. Gone wide. No, it's over. We're going to have to do everything we can now. Oh, and Bezzecchi's there is now. Oh, my lord. The soft option front has backfired terrifically for Matt Grant right now. This has been a terrible decision for the front tyre, but we still managed to stay there in 4th place, but we're going to have to go for one heck of a lap now. Oh, almost another track limit warning was given. We don't fancy a long lap penalty. Look how tight he's gone there. Raul Fernandez is back in range. We could have another go, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, track limit warning 4 out of 5 has been given. Oh, no way. This is getting too tense. Turn 6, we're getting closer and closer to the riders ahead. We're desperate for the podium. We can't lose out now. We have tried so hard to maintain pace with Remy Gardner. We've tried to stay in the 159s. It has been one difficult race. I've just noticed as well to the right hand side of your screen there, lap 7 and 8, so both had pretty much the exact same lap time. That's how much consistency we had under pressure. Not too bad when you think about it until the mistakes were made. Now Fernandez and Di Giannantonio have about a 0.3 of a second lead, and it doesn't look like Grant is able to chase him down. He's not able to come over the hump, but who knows yet? There's still plenty of corners, but we do now go into the weakest sections of the weekend for us. Power setting 3 is being applied. We are closing in on Raul Fernandez and Fabio Di Giannantonio. Onto the right hand side for turn 14. That bump has really thrown us off. We aren't going to be close enough, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to have to do everything we can going into turn 16. Potential late lunge. I don't think it's going to happen. Almost 0.4 of a second lead. Fernandez, have a pop at Di Giannantonio or something, because we're not going to be close enough. Too tight on the apex for turn 16. Grant slides the rear. He's not going to get the job done. Remy Gardner will win here in Qatar. Round 1 is claimed by the Red Bull KTM IO team. Di Giannantonio second, Fernandez third, and Grant takes a valiant 4th place. What a magnificent start to this Moto2 World Championship. Remy Gardner wins with Fabio Di Giannantonio and Raul Fernandez on the podium. Grant gave it his best shot, but 4th was his best result. Now we take a look at the Riders' Championship. Not so difficult to understand this one. It's exactly as the race finished. All the points were given in that order. Not a bad result from Grant, but he still has a lot of work to do to chase down Remy Gardner. We take a look at the Team Championship. Red Bull KTM IO, no doubt they lead by 21 points over the Federal Oil Grassini team. Sky Racing Team VR46 also joint second, and the Petronas Sprinter Racing with the only points acquired from Matt Grant. So guys, as always, thank you very much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the season opener for Moto2. If you did enjoy, like, comment and subscribe. Hit the notification bell to be alerted to every single DrAce upload. And upon that note guys, thanks for watching and ciao for now. Oh hi, didn't quite see you there. Good to see you're still here. If this video didn't quite set your appetite, then why not watch some more DrAce content by clicking the video shown on screen now. Furthermore, if you would like to follow me on social media, you can do so now with the links down in the description. Consider subscribing so you don't miss a single DrAce video.